I am excited to have class with you this morning and to move our bodies together and do the best that we can to have some sort of community. Thank you for showing up today and committing to working on yourself, committing to taking care of yourself. I just want to say, if you're one of those people that's like, I'm feeling achy, good job showing up today. Hopefully this will help. It absolutely should. I invite you not to put pressure on yourself today to look exactly like the shape that I create, the position that I create, not to necessarily even keep up with me. Take the stretches as they feel good to your body, to know that you, just by being here, are doing something good for your body, and just not to put too much pressure on yourself, just to take it kind of lightly and have fun with it. If you're not already on your mat, go climb on your mat. I've got a pillow there because we're gonna do a few seated poses at the beginning, and I find that a pillow feels really nice on my low back as I'm sitting there and also on my tush. So if you wanna go grab a pillow and maybe water too, those would be great things to have handy. Let's do this. Okay, so pillows aside, we're actually gonna start on our back. So you get to lay down. We thought we were awake, but we're gonna take a little nap. Just kidding. Okay, so everybody's on their back. And we're gonna have knees bent. And if you're using sort of like a standard exercise mat, I want you to take your feet to the outside edge of that. So a little bit wider than your hips. And just relax your hands wherever is comfortable for you. I like to put one on my tummy, one on my heart, and just kind of like sense my breathing at the beginning of my movement practice. You're welcome to let your eyes close if you want. We're gonna be here for just a moment as we let the body settle in. I want you to feel your spinal column, the muscles along your spine, just feeling like they're kind of melting into the floor. Just taking a second to get that back to release. And we're just gonna take a few deep breaths. We are here largely to take care of our bodies today. And breathing is one of the simplest ways that we can do that. We can literally change the entire chemistry of our hormones and neuromuscular signaling just by deeper, smoother breathing. So join me for 5 smooth, long breaths. Just feel yourself settling in. Each exhale signals to the body that we're calm and that we're going to release. One more deep breath. And let's introduce just a little bit of movement with that breathing. So try to maintain the same pace of breath as best you can. Get into a rhythm with it to help you kind of create some movement rhythm patterns and a cadence that's unique for you and your body. It'll help your body to release into the poses and literally tell those muscles, let go, if you're tight. Okay, knees pointed to the sky for our inhale breath, and on our exhale, we're gonna drop both the knees over to the left. Oh, it feels good on the low back and hips. Inhale, bring the knees back upright to the sky. And exhale, drop them over to the right. Just back and forth. Inhale, knees up. Exhale, knees over. Take your time here. Let the breathing and gravity feel like a nice stretch and release on those hips and low back. One more on each direction, one more each way. Sweet. Take your time coming upright to a seat. If you want to grab that pillow to have it handy, now's a good time. I'm going to sit on mine. Sit just any way that's comfortable for you. It doesn't have to be anything fancy, just comfortable. And we're gonna get into our upper back just a little bit more. We're gonna reach the arms up nice and high and just create some length through the sides. So I want you to lift through the low back, lift the arms up overhead, and just create a little bit of length through that spine. Let's look up slightly and take 2 deep breaths. Nice open chest, thumbs reaching back behind. We're going to set the right hand on the right knee and reach the left hand sort of at a diagonal away from us. So in this position, I'm trying to stretch out my lat all the way down into my QL, this whole side back. That's the technical term, side back. So reach that left hand away from you on that diagonal line. Take 1 more deep breath. And set that left hand on the floor. Walk both the hands over slowly. So enjoying a nice back stretch along over to the left side. Left hand on the left knee and right hand reaches away. Take a deep breath. Same pace, 1 more time on each side. Walk it over to the right. And over to the left. We're gonna go just a little bit more quickly, but I want you to in the pace of the breath, slow the movements down. So breathe as slowly as you can and move as slowly as you can within the space of 1 breath. We're gonna inhale to walk it across and exhale to reach and stretch. Inhale, walk across. Exhale, stretch. One more time on each side. And reach the arms back up overhead. One more time, lengthening out your sides, reaching tall. Open the chest, 2 breaths. And we're going to set the left hand behind the low back and take a little twist. Right hand on the opposite knee. Looking behind you, lifting that chest. Take 3 breaths here. My body is loving it, feeling better already from sleeping. Reach the arms overhead, 1 deep breath, lift tall. And exhale, twist the opposite direction. Right hand behind the low back. Look up and over. And again to the pace of the breath. Reach the arms up on your inhale. Exhale, twist. Take it kind of carefully. Inhale, reach. Exhale, twist. 1 more time on each side. Inhale up. Arms up high, and we're just going to creep the arms out in front of us on the floor, rounding your back, drop your head. Just take a few deep breaths and stretch. Ugh. Reach the arms out in front of you on that floor. And we're going to come up to hands and knees and just get rid of the pillow. Pillow out of the way, hands and knees. Let's stretch out the back further. So I'm going to take some classic cat-cows, dropping the belly, look up, arching your back, take a breath in. Oh, my neck is still tight. Exhale, carefully round down, looking at the belly button. Create roundness through the spine. Lengthen it out. And reverse. Inhale, look up. Exhale, round. Inhale up. Exhale, round. One more time. Inhale up. Exhale down. Tuck your toes under. Let's invite a little heat. So toes tuck under. I'm going to twist this way, actually, easier on my neck. Toes tuck under, and you're just going to hover the knees just up off the floor. So my knees are just barely up off the floor. I'm pulling my abs in and waking up, creating some heat in that belly. 2 more deep breaths. Obviously, you can set those knees down. I can't see you if you need to. And on our next exhale, we're going to lift the hips high into down dog. So inhale, exhale, hips up. Let's do that again. Inhale forward to hover, hands to knees. Exhale, down dog. 3 more rounds, nice and slowly. You can make these as big as you're able and as you want, or just kind of like little shallow movements. I want you to push yourself, but not past like what's reasonable. Like take care of yourself still. Down dog, hang out in down dog, take a few deep breaths there. I'm walking it out, stretching out the backs of my legs. Move however feels good and is loosening things up for you. Lift your heels and walk yourself to the front of the mat. This is forward fold. Spread out those toes. Bend the knees a lot. Relax your head, neck, and shoulders over. Feel the upper back lengthen. So like I mentioned at the beginning, today I'm going to be going just a little bit more slowly than I often do, especially for a Saturday. So this is a good opportunity to work on our fundamentals. Forward fold is a classic posterior chain stretch for the whole back. So if you're like, this is so easy, calm down, enjoy the basics, and try to get the most out of this that you can for you. I promise we'll be back to full speed next week. Take 1 more breath and let that head hang. Bend the knees, draw your belly in. Inhale, roll up to stand. Exhale, drop the shoulder blades back in place. And create some shoulder circles. Just big shoulder movement. Feeling the neck lengthen. Feeling the chest open. And if you're on the other end of the spectrum, like, this is not easy, this is hard for me. Great, welcome, glad you're here, glad you're joining us. Take as many breaks as you need to. 1 more big circle in that direction. And switch directions, so shoulders the other way. I want you to feel the shoulder blades moving around your back, moving around your rib cage. And we're gonna reach both the arms up overhead and take the left hand to the left thigh. So engage that hand on that thigh nice and firmly. Keep both the feet planted very solid and reach the right arm up and over. So creating a bit of a stretch on this right side. Keep that right foot grounded. Let gravity kind of pull this hand up and over. Sorry if the frame is kind of cutting out and you can't see my full body. I think you get the idea. A little bit more. And come back upright, carefully, both arms overhead, and exhale over the other direction. Keep both feet solid in the floor. Draw this left hip down while reaching that left hand up and over. And always modify however you want. Explore, try different little maneuvers to get the best possible stretch for your own self. Inhale up, we're gonna go 1 more time on each side. Exhale over. Last time on the other side. Both arms lift high. Take a deep breath. We're gonna reach the hips back behind you, so stick your booty out with a nice flat back. Take your hands to your shin bones. Lift your chest and feel the stretch really accentuate in the backs of the legs. Open chest, flat back. Try and reach that tailbone up behind you. And let's get into the hips. Set the hands hands down on the floor and step your right leg back behind you into a low lunge. So right leg reaches way back behind. And we have done almost nothing with the hips at this point. So if this is feeling really tight to you, that's pretty normal. I'm not surprised. Mine's feeling tight as well. Let's loosen it up a little. If this area feels tight to you, if you've got a water bottle or something handy, come up. If you need to put your hands on your knee, that's fine too. Whatever helps you feel this stretch through this right hip flexor and quad. So we're gonna just open that up by inhaling to lift. And like I said at the beginning, breathing helps that movement. Exhale to release the hip nice and low to the floor. Inhale to lift it, lift a little higher, and exhale, drop it, nice and low. Feel this lengthen out. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Big, slow movements, one more time. And just go ahead and set that back knee all the way down on the floor. We're gonna take the left hand to the left knee. Love this stretch. Left hand on the left knee, and the right hand is gonna plant on the floor. On your next exhale, I want you to rotate and look up towards the sky. And then inhale, release out of that twist and look at the floor. Exhale, twist and look at the sky. 3 more rounds. Inhale, down. Exhale, twist up. And look up, and this time we are gonna hold. So pause here, release the left hand to the sky, revolve low lunge, open up the chest, hold for another deep breath. Release the left hand back to that left knee and bring the right hand up to that knee as well. So if this stretch and balance feels like plenty to you, hang out here and just stay with it. Keep stretching out this right hip flexor. If you're ready for a little bit more, take the hands behind the low back, interlace the fingers, open the chest. Take 3 more breaths, stretching out the front of the body, chest all the way down through that hip. And then for warming purposes, we're gonna create a little bit of effort in the hips and the abs, opening that chest, lower the chest and belly down, hovering over that left thigh. Imagine length out the top of the head so your spine is nice and long. And release the hands to the floor. Nice work, getting a little warmer. On your next exhale, straighten out that left leg. Little hamstring stretch. Good morning, hamstrings. Inhale, bend that front knee. And open up the chest, and exhale, straighten the leg. You're welcome to look backward. Inhale, bend the knee, look up. Exhale, extend. Inhale, forward. We're going as slow as we can within the confines of the breath. So if you've got a little more exhale, hang out. And then inhale. Nice big inhale. One more round. Everyone's got a straight-ish left leg, hamstring stretch. We're gonna pull the hands back under the shoulders and lift the chest. Stick your tailbone out behind you. And drive this front heel into the floor. Stick it into the floor, press, and pull the tailbone up behind you. Keep that chest open. Again, a water bottle or a block works great here if you're feeling extra tight. Make it work for you guys. It doesn't have to be like a 9 out of 10 on a pain scale. That will actually be counterproductive. Take care of yourself. And we're gonna bend back into that left knee and wiggle that foot out to the left edge of the mat. So you're nice and wide, and now we're getting into the inner thighs, the groin just a little bit more. I want you to inhale at the top of your push-up, and then you're gonna exhale to lower a little bit, bending the elbows as much as you're able. Inhale to press out of that. Exhale to lower, almost like you're doing a push-up. But on the lower, we're really noticing that stretch deep in through the groin. Couple more rounds. And now, wherever you can get, as low as you want, you're gonna hang out there for the next couple breaths and just enjoy that deep groin stretch. Just a couple slow breaths. Some of you may want to drop down to the forearms. Feel free, head there, enjoy it. Awesome. Sweep that foot backwards so you're on hands and knees. And once you're on hands and knees, just give me a little bit of movement. So you can take those hips side to side. You can stick with classic cat-cow. You can get kind of weird and dancy with it. Just loosen up those joints that we were stretching, getting blood flow back into them. And we're gonna tuck the toes under again. Draw the belly in, hover the knees, wake up the abs. One more deep breath. And exhale, down dog. Sweet, in down dog, you are always welcome to be pedaling it out, moving around, or just staying still, whatever feels good. 2 more breaths. Lift the heels, walk to the top of the mat. Bend the knees, relax yourself in forward fold. Take a couple deep breaths. Heavy head, heavy shoulders. Draw your belly in. Inhale, roll up to stand. And exhale the shoulders back and down. Reach the arms up overhead, get tall. Tip at the hips, stick your booty out, flat back, half lift, hands to shins. Hamstring stretch here. And fingertips to the floor, step the left leg back to a low lunge. Everything repeats on the other side. So we want to find our length here. We want to get this knee to stack over this ankle. We want to wiggle that back foot as far behind you as it'll go. Get length through this hip. Inhale to lift the hips and exhale to drop. 3 more rounds. Inhale to lift. Exhale, lower. And things are gonna feel different from side to side. They don't need to feel the same in this stretching routine. So if you can't do something on this side that you could on the other side, don't sweat it. Just back off. Remember, compassion on yourself. Okay, back knee is down on the floor at this point. We're gonna take those little twists. The right hand on this right thigh. Left hand plants on the floor. Look at the floor. Inhale. Exhale, rotate up, looking towards the sky. Inhale, look down. Exhale, twist up. One more time, one more twist, one more breath. Looking up, release the right hand to the sky. Open up that chest. Couple deep breaths here. Love me a twist. And release that right hand to the floor. Excuse me, thigh. We gotta get that hip flexor stretch. Both hands up to the top thigh. Option to stay here or interlace the hands behind the low back. 3 deep breaths. And drop the chest towards that front thigh. Hover, hold. Keep the belly engaged. Keep the shoulders open. And now the fingertips to the floor, nice work. Hamstring stretch on this right leg. Exhale, straighten the right leg. Push the hips back. Inhale, look up, chest open, bend the knee. Exhale, look back, straighten the leg. 3 more rounds. gonna straighten out that leg and hang out here. Draw the hands under the shoulders, lift the hips away from you, keep that chest open, and push that heel into the floor. Push hard with that heel into the floor. 2 more deep breaths. Oh, it feels so good. I love it. Bend into that right knee. Walk it out to the right edge of the mat. And we're going to bend into those elbows on your exhale, bend. On your inhale, push yourself up and out. Exhale, bend. And bend the elbows, drop the chest. Hover here. This side I feel kind of flexible today, which is not normal. I'm gonna drop myself down to my elbows. You do not have to, but you're welcome to try. Last breath here. Feels good. Come to the hands if you aren't already, and back to hands and knees. Couple deep breaths, moving the hips around. Loving it. Okay, let's give ourselves a brief break. So grab water if you want water, head back to a child's pose and break there if you want. Just like a 45-second little chill things out, catch up with ourselves, take a little break. In child's pose, take 2 more deep breaths. Tuck the toes, lift the hips up to down dog. Take 2 deep breaths in down dog. Lift the heels and walk yourself forward to forward fold. So here's what's coming next. Y'all are in forward fold, stay there. We are gonna go through some really similar poses as what we just did, but kick it up a notch. So they're gonna create a little bit more heat and deepen the stretches. If you were like, I don't know, that was plenty for me, hang out where we just were, put the knee down, take it easy. But if you're like, yeah, I could crank it up a notch, go ahead and follow me. We're gonna just crank it up a little bit for the next 5 minutes. Forward fold, 1 more deep breath, relax that neck. Engage the belly, roll up, inhale. Exhale, shoulders back and down. Inhale, reach the arms high. Exhale, stick the booty out, flat back. Inhale, lift that chest. Exhale, hands to the floor and step the right leg back to low lunge. Right leg back. Lift the hips, inhale. Exhale, lower. 1 more time, inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Okay, so last time we set the knee down here. If you want to set the knee down, feel free. I'm gonna try to keep mine up and create a little bit more strength in this back leg. Pull the belly in, hands up to this front knee. Pause there if you like that. Follow me if you want more. Hands behind the low back, open the chest, 3 deep breaths. Feel free to put that knee down at any point, but if you're doing good at this point, hang out with me, create a little bit of strength today. Hover, chest over that front thigh, long line from that back heel, up and out the head, strength through the back leg, abs pulled in, almost there. and release the hands. Nice work. Hands to the floor. Step the left leg out to the outside edge of the mat and bend the elbows. Lower the chest. Couple deep breaths. Lift the hips. This is a little different. We're going to walk that foot back into the center and pull the back foot in and forward like 6 inches, maybe 8 inches. We're going to straighten out both legs and try to square the hips towards the floor or towards the front. Hands on the floor and relax in a forward fold. So we're stretching out this hamstring. I know this is probably a pretty intense stretch for a lot of you. It's okay, hang in there, keep breathing. Bend into that knee just a little bit, step forward to fold. Relax the head, neck, and shoulders, take a deep breath. Half lift, engage your belly, back is flat. Left leg steps back to lunge. 2 up and downs. Belly engaged, hands up, behind low back if you can. Open the chest. Release your hands to the floor. Step the right foot out to the right edge of the mat. Bend the elbows, get low. This is a very intense stretch and it also takes quite a bit of strength. So if you're struggling here at all, I'm with you. It's a hard one. Feel free to set the back knee if you need to. We've just got one more nice deep breath though. Get the most out of this. Lift those hips nice and high to wiggle that right foot back into the center. Bring the back foot in a little ways and relax forward over that right leg. Hamstring stretch. Nicely done, you guys. Bend the right knee a little bit, stepping forward to the top of the mat and fold. Relax the head, neck, and shoulders. Take several breaths here. We've created a lot more length, and let's just enjoy that now. Relax the head. Slow the breathing down if it's been a little bit elevated. Take a flat back, hands lift to the shins, stick your tailbone up and away, open chest. Set the hands down on the floor and step back to a plank position. Toes go back. Good job. Hold that plank for one more breath. Set the knees down, and be careful here. I think for most everybody this should be okay on your backs, but for a few it might not feel great. Open the chest, let the belly button come forward, look up slightly, seal pose. So we did a lot of forward folding today. This just reverses that. If that doesn't feel good to you, just bring it down a little bit lower, a little less intense. Nice open chest. Couple more breaths. And carefully slide your hips back to heels, child's pose. Several deep breaths in child's pose. Enjoy. So good, you guys. I hope you're feeling a little better than when we started, even a little bit more awake for your Saturday. We're gonna come up to a seat slowly, carefully, and turn over onto your butt. Just take a little inner thigh stretch, slowing things down. We created all that awesome heat in the body, and now the muscles are going to respond nicely to the deeper stretches that we're gonna take. Keep using the breath because that will help you get a little deeper into those stretches and get the most out of this. So wide legs, like you're gonna do the splits. I know you all are doing perfect splits with me, right? Hands behind the back, and I want you to push yourself forward, feeling your back lengthening out. So long back, hands helping. This is a good time for your pillow. If you need to go grab it, feel free. Just keep reaching that belly button forward. If you get to a point where you're able to maintain a flat back and you're like, yeah, I'm doing pretty good, I'm reaching pretty far out, and you can keep that back pretty straight, feel free to reach the hands forward and use the pulling of the hands that way to get a little deeper in this. Otherwise, just keep the hands behind your back. Either is fine. Sweet. Come upright out of that stretch and bring the feet to touch, creating a diamond shape. I want those feet pretty far out in front of you, so we're not bringing them in nice and tight like we often do. Feet kind of out in front of you, big diamond, and we're just gonna take a forward fold. This is for our back and outer hips. Just relax yourself over. Not trying to accomplish a whole lot here. Just let gravity do the work. Release the head. Roll up carefully to a seat, take your time. We're gonna go into a twist. We did something similar at the beginning, but we're gonna get just a little bit deeper. So I'm gonna have you have the left leg straight out in front of you, and you're gonna bend your right knee and step it over to the left side. Then you're gonna hug that knee with your opposite arm. So for me, I've got, how do we do this? Right leg, hugging with left arm, right hand behind back, twisting behind. Oh, love it. Keep this butt on the floor, keep the chest open. 5 more breaths. If you want to go hardcore, this knee can bend and bring around and go a little bit more intense. I actually like the straight leg version better. 2 last breaths here. Exhale to twist just a little deeper. Release that leg straight. And just take a brief forward fold over both of those straight legs. Just a little head forward, reach forward. Sort of a reset in between those twists. Let's take it on the other side. Bend the left knee and step it over to the right side. Right arm hugs, left hand behind low back. And 6 or 7 deep breaths here. Let everything feel a little bit slower, a little more melty. Enjoying our deeper stretches. One more breath here. forward fold. Come upright to a seat. We're gonna bend both knees and place the hands behind, just opening up the chest for chest and shoulder stretch. Lift your chest, but bend your elbows. And just feel the openness across the fronts of the shoulders. Back upright to a seat. Crisscross applesauce. Good opportunity to grab your pillow if you want it. Comfortable seat. We're starting to wrap things up here. We're going to take an awesome neck stretch. You're going to place your left hand under your left hip and sit on that hand. If you're like, yow, that stretches my palm too much, just release the grip and hold on to the bottom of that thigh. Either way, we're going to roll the shoulders back and drop the right ear to the right shoulder and just feel that stretch all down the top of this left side. And we want to slow the breathing down. Signal to the body reduced stress, safety, release. Breath, finish it out on this side. Release that left hand and switch things over to the right. Right hand under the right hip. Take your time. Drop left ear to left shoulder. Feel the right side releasing. Let breathing and gravity do the stretch here for you. You don't need to be forceful. Last breath on this right side. Bring the hands up to the knees. And we're just going to take a few final breaths together. We're going to release any hot air, hot tension by opening the mouth with some deep breaths. So you're going to inhale, lift your chest. Relax your shoulders, open your mouth. One more time. Lift the shoulders, big breath in. Exhale out. Thank you guys. If you enjoy my classes, it would mean so much to me and to the community if you would invite friends from all over the place to watch us, to join us, to participate in moving the body and feeling a little bit better. That's it. Good job, you guys. Enjoy your weekend.